Hard games.
Hello everyone and welcome to another adventure. Today we're trying something new. We're trying a hype video. It's me and Brolexx here, and we are really hyped for the Division 1.1 patch. Isn't that right, Adam?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So today what we're going to do is we're actually going to watch a little teaser trailer from Ubisoft about the 1.1 patch, and we're going to throw a little bit more detail into it rather than just showing you the video. So here we go. Let's kind of get right into it, shall we?
We've received reports from the JTF indicating LMB movement in the Warren Gate water treatment plant. HQ are pushing to bomb the site, but this plant is vital for the recovery of New York. Falcon Squad was sent to scout the area, but they've gone dark. Stop the LMB before it's too late.
Okay.
This is your first incursion, Falcon Lost. Incursions are deadly missions requiring cooperation, preparation, and a high degree of skill. Find the right strategy to destroy the strongest enemies and be rewarded with the best loot.
All right. Let's pause it there. Falcon Lost. Now let's move over here to the actual patch notes released by Ubisoft. We're going to talk a little bit about Falcon Lost. Falcon Lost is the first incursion. Basically exactly what they said. JTF went in and they lost communication with JTF. Also, they sent in Falcon team and they also lost communication with them trying to fight the LMB to take back that plant. And basically what it is it's the second end mission, or it's the mission right after the end mission, the final mission in the story mode. Isn't that right, Adam?
Yeah, the one where we're blowing up the helicopter at the UN.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta say, it looks like we get to fight an APC this time, and that's gonna be intense because it's gonna be right up in your face.
Oh, absolutely. And on top of that, it looks like everything is super high level. They throw a ton of bad guys at you, but what they did say in the video is, hey, we're throwing tons of good loot at you. So that's something that I'm really excited about too, is new loot.
Oh yeah, everyone loves loot in MMOs, that's for sure.
So looking at these Falcon Lost notes, Falcon Lost is a new incursion available in the Stuyvesant area, which is the lower right-hand portion of the map. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. You must be level 30 and have completed the mission General Assembly to access this mission. And if you're not familiar, General Assembly is the final mission in the storyline. Okay. Also, and this may be a little bit different for you single players out there, the encounter is balanced for 4 players with high level gear. So we, as you may notice when you scroll over the actual incursion, it says that you must have an armor rating of X, Y, and Z. Do you remember what that armor rating was?
I think it was like 130 or something like that.
Yeah.
We can't log on and check, but it's pretty much gear score from WoW.
Yeah, exactly. So they're also going to add in an armor rating, and you have a way to view your armor rating at all times. So not all of you who are level 30 are going to be able to actually try this mission out. And honestly, you won't make it far if you are under that, so that's why they put that cap on there. So
yeah,
that's really good.
They're saving you the pain of many wipes and many tears.
Exactly. So let's move back to the video here and let's see what else they have to say.
Falcon Lost and future incursions will introduce new exotic weapons and top-of-the-line gear sets. Combine parts of the same gear set to unlock powerful effects. Each gear set is adapted to a different gameplay style.
Okay, so they just went over 4 different gameplay styles, 4 different loot sets, and 4 different legendary weapons. Or I think it was 3 different legendary weapons: a shotgun, a assault rifle, and a sniper rifle. Do you have any opinions on those, Brolexx?
Dibs on the first sniper. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So here in the patch notes, what it says about the gear sets are gear set equipment can be found by completing the most challenging activities in Manhattan. Collecting and wearing the gear sets grant powerful stat bonuses and talents. Gear sets of varying gear scores can be found for many playstyles. Find the set that best suits yours. Now here are the 4. Tactician's Authority enhances electronics and support capabilities. So this is more for your cleric, right?
Yeah, or if you're that douchebag that blows up 12 people at a time at an
Yeah.
extraction, I'm assuming that'll help that too.
Turtles, yeah.
Yep.
Throwing in his what was it, shot grenade?
Is 800
Um,
bajillion thousand
yeah.
sticky bomb crits.
So that strategy is only going to get better, which is awesome. Strikers battle gear provide bonuses for assault capabilities. So this is the guy that they showed um with the running in with the shield, and he had a an SMG in his hand. So this is kind of your up in your face tanky build, right?
Yeah, that one looked the most badass too. I was a huge fan of how that gear set looks. At least I'm hoping
Absolutely. It
that's how the
almost
gear
makes me
set
want to
looks.
rebuild, you know.
Yeah.
Sentry's Call, which is definitely where I'm geared towards. I think where you're more geared towards, where Tim's more geared towards. And this is the enhanced marksman capabilities. So that looks
It'll,
really good.
it'll be interesting to see though if it's. I think it might specifically be for sniper rifles only though. So I know a
Yeah.
lot of people right now are using the vectors too. I don't think it will get a lot of benefit for vector play, but definitely probably
Yeah.
see some sort of like headshot bonus on it.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And then the last is Path of the Nomad. Provides bonuses for lone wanderers. So this is going to be that guy who
Yeah,
plays by himself.
that's what that one's really vague though. So I don't know if that's gonna
Yeah.
be like maybe it boosts to healing or boost to armor or just it's got to be like exclusively survival based stuff. Though I don't know that it'll give us any sort of damage increases or anything like that.
Yeah, if you play on your own, which I mean that honestly, I like that it's giving single players a little bit more stuff because typically those are the guys that get pooped on in MMORPGs. So, yeah. All right, let's anything else to say about the loot or the legendary gear?
I mean, it's the first sets we're gonna see, so they better do them upright. They better live
Yeah.
up to the hype and the expectation.
Yeah, I think that's probably other than the incursion, that's probably what I'm most stoked about because I'm waiting for
Oh,
some really good gear.
everyone loves shiny new loot in MMOs.
Exactly. Let's move back over to the video here.
This update will add the possibility to exchange loot with members of your group, and to take on daily and weekly assignments straight from Division Command.
Okay, so let's stop there. Trading loot. Let's go back to the patch notes here. Items dropped by enemies can be shared with other players, but it has stipulations. So the way they make it look in the video, he's just dropping some loot for some guy and they're trading. But really what this is you can only trade with people who are in your party and who were in the party when that loot was dropped. Is that correct, Rolex?
Yep, and they pretty much are doing that the exact same way they ended up doing it in Diablo. And that was one of like the better changes that Diablo ever made for
In
its
Diablo
game.
3. Now, you mentioned this last time we talked about it, and it made a lot of sense. Can you explain for the viewers why they're doing that?
It's got to be the party-based thing because otherwise people would just farm for the best loot they can possibly find. And if you could trade it whenever, wherever, people would be throwing that stuff up on eBay. Say, I found the best M4A1 sniper in the game. If you give me $60, I'll come onto your game and I'll trade it with you.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
way, people can't just basically sell loot
Yeah,
because they have to be in the party at the time of it dropping, and that reduces the chance for it actually showing up when people are in the party with them.
yeah, and it kind of lowers the the ability for like in-game currency and like, oh, I'll trade you this for this, and it really cuts down on that pay to win basically. And I like that. And also 2 hours from when it was dropped to when you can no longer share it. If you guys can see that right there. I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about the time limit on that?
Well, I mean, that gives people. I like the 2 hours. That's enough time to decide if you really want to keep it or if you really want to be the nice guy and give it to a buddy.
But do you think that you can really get a feel for how an item or a weapon or something like that works with your current build, or maybe a build that you're trying to work towards in 2 hours?
Um, I suppose not, but I mean, it's better than having like a 2-minute time limit or infinity, in which point you could basically just completely change out sets of loot with people as long as you've been playing with them for a majority of the time.
That's
It
true.
just kind of
So
gives like a permanence to the item. It's like it's going to end up with somebody eventually.
sure.
You just got to
And
decide within 2 hours who that person's going to be.
I wonder if trading an item once stops it from being able to be traded again.
Ooh, that's a good question. That's something
Yeah.
I definitely have to test.
That's something that we're going to be testing here in a couple hours, guys. So get excited. The next part that's on the video is the assignments, and as you can see here on the right-hand side, it shows a huge list of combat assignments, crafting assignments, dark zone assignments, and it gives you an actual time limit for when those reset. It also gives you weekly assignments too, which I think is awesome. I loved when Destiny did that, and I think that they're really hitting the nail on the head, getting their stride with assignments. I think that's really, really good. Then it also has daily missions, which we already knew were around, but it actually lists them rather than kind of just popping up on your map as, hey, this is a daily. I feel like that was kind of, they didn't do that very well, but now that they actually have it in a list, it looks really, really good. It has the incursion on there, and then it also lists every single story mission on here too, with whether or not it's been checkmarked. Do you like how they've kind of revamped the map in the 1.1 patch?
I mean, you're going to have to get more of a feel for it to decide ultimately if you really like it, but I'm definitely a huge fan of more content always,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what form it takes.
I enjoy when they list things just because it gives you kind of like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. You know, it
Yeah.
gives you a direction to move. Here on the patch notes, it says the assignments are automatically obtained when you log in and can be tracked from the map via the menu. So we already knew that. Assignments are available for limited time, so only 24 hours, and then the 7-day weekly assignments. So we kind of saw that a little bit. Assignments come in 3 different categories: combat, dark zone, and crafting. And most assignments can be completed while playing alone, but will require enlisting other agents' assistance to complete. Or some will require. So
Yeah, the Dark Zone ones are probably going to be obviously group oriented.
yeah, exactly.
But at least they
So
cater to everybody. People who like running around and just crafting loot. They have a
oh yeah.
mission for them.
So let's move back to the video and see what else they have. This is getting exciting.
Strategic Homeland Defense is also sending essential airdrops directly in the Dark Zone to assist Division agents. These drops are not contaminated, so you'll want to be the first to put your hands on them.
Supply drop claim.
Now that was huge. I don't know if you guys caught all of that, but Dark Zone supply drops that aren't contaminated, that come in on a timer that everyone fights for, that's in that current version of the Dark Zone, and you want to be the first one to get there. So that is a very, very exciting portion of it, because that really throws a loop in the PvP. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, that's probably going to be the single greatest change. It's
Oh,
going to bring so much more oomph to the Dark Zone. It's going to turn into an all-out gang war. It's going to be Crips, Bloods, Jets, Sharks.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's going to be there.
I mean, for a while it was, hey, I see yellow on that person's back. That means they've got loot. I've got to guess whether or not they've got good loot. But this is, you know it's coming. You know where it's coming. Everyone's fighting for it. And I like that because...
yeah. My guess is, though, it's going to be like a chest that takes like a few extra seconds to open. So you basically get a fight to get to the chest, and you got to basically defend the guy that's looting it or the group that's looting it for X amount of seconds.
It showed that. It showed that there was a timer. Yeah. So yeah, that adds an extra element to it, which is you have to also be able to defend your person looting. Yeah, absolutely. So Dark Zone supply drops are a global event where Strategic Homeland Defense Agency airdrops multiple supply caches to assist Division agents. Supply drops will occur multiple times over the course of the day. Supply drops will contain non-contaminated gear of all types that will be ready to use without need for extraction. These supply drops will be heavily sought after by other agents and enemy factions that roam the Dark Zone. So be ready for resistance. So that actually, reading that, it also looks like NPCs are going to come in at you.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a safe bet that any type of major thing that's going on, whether it's one of the current like established zones or the new drops, there's going to be some crazy named NPCs there trying to
Yeah.
basically prevent it from happening.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's just a little bit more in the video. Let's see what else they got. Oh, that's it. The Division. That's exciting. So there's just a few more things that we kind of want to cover here that are in the patch notes. And really, that's the gear score. We were talking about it. Every non-vanity gear piece that can be found when your agent is level 30 has a gear score value. The higher the item's gear score, the stronger the item. So we kind of already had an idea of that, but we never had an actual score for those things beforehand. The overall gear score of your agent can be seen in your main menu. Gear score indicates the advancement of an agent. So this is kind of like light levels in Destiny. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Other agents' gear scores are displayed next to their health bars. That's a big thing too, especially in the Dark Zone. So you're no longer guessing, hey, am I going to get wrecked by this guy because he's got way better stuff than me?
Yeah, it's like seeing a skull in other MMOs saying this
Yep.
guy's way too strong for you. Move
Yeah.
along.
Not a good call. Get out of here, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that'll help in PvE too. It'll help you to determine if like the random matchmaking that you picked up to try like the new mission or something like that. If the guy you picked up isn't the highest quality of player, or
He's as
maybe
bad
just
as
a
he
bit
says
under
he
gear.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay. Improving your gear and increasing your overall score will grant your agent access to the most dangerous high-end challenges. So that gets kind of exciting. So the better you are, the better challenges, or the harder challenges you go against, so the more loot that you have available to you. So that's kind of exciting, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just the opportunity to keep getting better and better and better. You don't plateau at any certain point is what it sounds like, which is awesome. And then the last thing that I kind of want to cover is this thing down here at the bottom, and it says new high-end named weapons. This is exciting because all of us got that Caduceus, which is the high-end that everybody was farming at that one time.
Rip Burger King.
Yep, Burger King. New high-end names. Warlord is the assault rifle. That sounds pretty cool. Valkyrie submachine gun. That sounds real cool. I like,
Yeah,
Valkyrie.
it's got pretty big shoes to fill those.
Oh yeah,
Vector's been a staple for many for so long.
that is true. Valkyria does have a long way to go. And then Historian marksman rifle. Please note that while the Historian will be implemented in the game with this update, it will not be acquired in-game until update 1.2. So what does that mean?
My guess is they're either still working on tuning it, or maybe they're gonna release it with a wave of like updates for other sniper rifles, because it's pretty much been the M1A1 show,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing else has been able to live up to it. So there's been a lot of speculation that they're gonna work on kind of retuning them all, not necessarily nerfing what's currently in the game, but trying to bring everything else up to par. So maybe they'll see how that plays out before they decide to just throw a new gun into the mix.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, a lot of that has to do with how the current guns are being played, and they're going to take that into account when they're saying, okay, this is how we kind of want this game to, move toward.
Yeah.
Or we don't feel like this is happening enough with these guns. So they'll kind of, it doesn't necessarily have to be nerfing. So anything else you kind of want to cover with this patch note?
I mean, I just wish I had a time machine so I could fast forward time a little bit and jump in there right away.
Well, just a few hours until we get there. Hopefully, you guys will watch this and kind of get an idea of what's going on. And even after the patch comes out, make sure you guys come back and visit us to be able to see everything that's going on. Hopefully, we explained everything. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment. We'll go ahead and answer every single question that you guys have. But we'll see you in the Division on our next adventure. What do you say, Brolexx?
If I see you in the dark zone, you should probably run the other way.
Yeah, because we're going to wreck you. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.
Bye.